Good morning. What's going on? Today we're going to talk about some altcoins that are undiscovered that are going to potentially make millions of dollars. Not even potentially, they will make millions of dollars. It's just, will you and I get to make the millions of dollars? Hopefully. But we're going to go through all those altcoins right after we talk about Bitcoin and where we are potentially headed in this market. It's looking a little bit choppy right now as Bitcoin is coming down today. You can see this is the daily chart, so each candlestick is a 1 day. And today has pretty much just been straight down for the most part. It's only a 2% downward move, so it's nothing to like freak out about and go sell everything and run for the hills. But nonetheless, it does look like it's starting to break out to the downside, which isn't going to be the best thing in the world, but it is what it is, right? Let's kind of zoom in a little bit and get a closer look on Bitcoin before we start talking about some of these altcoins. These altcoins are not what you expect. That's all I'll say. These altcoins are not the ones that you expect to be hearing from me right now. Well, what's good, Zach Sawyer Truth? Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Hopefully you guys got rested last night because we're going to have an exciting stream. I can feel it in my core. So, like I said, pretty much all day today, Bitcoin's just been going straight down. And if you guys remember yesterday's live stream where I briefly talked about the VWAP, you would notice that this is pretty damn close to a perfect day when it comes to observing the power of the VWAP, the volume weighted average price. Once again, it's like a moving average that takes into account the volume because every single candle is not to be equally weighted. Some of them have more price impact than others. What's good, NK? But from the very beginning of the day, it's just been straight below the VWAP the entire day, which means we are consistently putting in those lower lows and those lower highs. This is a trend. This is a bearish day no matter how you want to look at it. Now you can take a look at some of the liquidity, which I neglected to pull up because I was taking my sweet ass time this morning to get here. But let's look it up right now. Let's see what they've got going on for liquidity. Please don't play an ad. God damn it. Ah, did we just skip straight through the ad? Let's go. That's bullish. That's bullish, baby. Good morning, Chris. Everyone's excited. Everyone's saying good morning. Good morning, good morning. I worked out this morning, so I only have bad feelings in my core. That's good, though. That's good. You get that core exercise going. You get that workout in. What's going on? Why is this not loading anything? YouTube's tweaking out a little bit. Let me turn my volume off so that you guys don't hear the ads as they play and unplay and play and unplay. Essentially, what we're going to see, what we want to see is if there is any zones of liquidity which could cause a reversal in Bitcoin's price, because Bitcoin's going to drive pretty much the entire market. If you kind of come take a look at what's going on with the rest of the market right now, basically everything is down a little bit. Oh, Jasmine. Holy shit. How many of you guys hold Jasmine? A lot of people online have been hyping Jasmine like crazy lately. So those people are getting paid right now. Bro got YouTube Premium. It's super cool. I had YouTube Premium, man, but I deleted it so I could go buy more crypto. I'm not even exaggerating at all. I said, screw that. I'll listen to the ads. Let me go get that premium. But now it's starting to bite me in the booty. Okay, all right, this is good. So this is actually a very good day to be looking at the liquidity zones because right now you'll pay attention to the top area here on this live stream, all right? I only want you paying attention to that top section of the chart here where it's got that black background. I don't know what that says, the Kingfisher. You'll notice this green dotted line right here is Bitcoin's current price. All of these spiked bars are the liquidity either above or below Bitcoin's price. You'll notice that on all of the exchanges, that is Binance, BitGet, BitMEX, Bybit, OKX, and what is that one? I don't know what that one is. All of the exchanges, the liquidity for Bitcoin is hovering above the current price, anywhere from 51,400 all the way up until 52,000, like 800-ish, right? It's going all the way up. So that tells me that all the way up until 52,800 is a good area to be paying attention to for where we could get to. So just like yesterday, the liquidity ends up here, which means this formation that we're starting to see here on Bitcoin could actually end up being a reversal. We'd have to pay very close attention to it to see if it's going to play out. But just like yesterday, what Bitcoin chart was I drawing that on? I think I was just on my standard Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin US dollar. Yeah, just like yesterday, Bitcoin looked like it was in a bullish day all day, and then as soon as we went live, as soon as we opened up the live stream, we noticed that there was a lot of liquidity that was ending down here at that 51,400. How many of you guys were here yesterday to remember that part? There were a lot of you guys here. Yesterday was actually the best day live streaming that I've had on YouTube, so shout out all of you guys. It looks like today could even be up there with the same numbers, because we're already at 20 concurrent viewers, so let's go. We do need another Axon DAO. There will be so many more Axon DAOs, it's not even going to be funny. The next 18 months, unless we go into a deep recession, there will be so many more Axon DAOs, I promise. So yesterday, we spotted that the liquidity ended here in the exact same fashion that we just did, and we came straight down to it. I didn't know that we would come straight down to it. It's always like a 50-50, but the liquidity drives price for all markets. So if the liquidity is hanging out at a different price point, then you can kind of assume that the price will flow to that liquidity. So right now, it looks like we're probably going to bounce here. And I would imagine we break above the VWAP and head up to that higher area on the day. So it looks something like that, I imagine. And then we kind of come up, test it, break above. Hopefully we get that retest and then come up. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen. Let's see if that actually does happen. But yes, MK brings up a valid point here. They're here, but have they hit that like button? Have you guys exit out of the chat to hit that like button? I know some of you guys have, but not each and every one of you has yet. So, take your time. Take your time, but do it now. Take your time, but do it right now. Right now. Hey, Big Bon, Frail here. Oh shit, I didn't know Truth Seek was Frail. Interesting. We're learning new things every day. Oh, thank you, babe. Appreciate it. I got my coffee delivery. Amazing. Now, why are you guys here right now? You guys are here because I've promised that we will talk about altcoins that people are not necessarily speaking about right now. Now, these altcoins are not going to be the next Axon DAO, okay? But they could end up yielding you the next Axon DAO for free. For free. You had to put money into the Axon DAO pre-sale to get anything out of it. These right now, potentially, you're gonna have to put some into a couple altcoins to get airdropped what could run like the next Axon DAO. Have you guys heard of... Did you guys watch the Jupiter drop that happened? Did you guys watch this? When it dropped at like $1 billion market cap. It literally airdropped, not that long ago, like a couple months ago. Not even a couple months ago, at the beginning of February, it airdropped at $1 billion market cap. It since came down, but it doesn't even matter because it was all free, right? It was literally all free money that they airdropped people just for staking and interacting with Solana. Jupiter airdrop. People got millions of dollars. People got tens of thousands of dollars. Some people probably just got hundreds of dollars, but regardless, people got airdropped an aggressive amount of money. TIA. People got airdropped TIA just for being involved with the Cosmos network. TIA, again, it's a $2.8 billion network right now. People got airdropped millions of dollars. What's another one? We just had Dimension. People got airdropped. The market cap is $1 billion right now. This is not like little altcoins. These are not just like random little things that you might see on like the shitter section of CoinMarketCap. These are actual projects that are launching at $1 billion market caps that are being airdropped to people for staking. Well, thanks to Learn to Earn, if you guys know Learn to Earn over on TikTok, he is basically the DeFi king. He keeps up to date with all of this stuff like aggressively, guys. He told me that these 5 projects, and I've since looked into them a little bit more, and they're very solid projects. They're actually have the chance to 10x themselves. These 5 projects, if you buy and stake, have the opportunity for you to be receiving airdrops like you've never seen before. You know what's funny right now? And I want to just take a moment to rant about this, okay? We just lost 4 or 5 viewers because they are not going to make it. Let's just be real. The people who literally just left before I even started actually getting into how you're going to receive millions of dollars in airdrops. Now, you probably won't receive millions of dollars. I probably won't receive millions of dollars. But the idea here is that we're like, actually, all you had to do was stake 1 TIA to be airdropped the up to 1,000 dimension. Right now it's $700 or $7, which means staking 1 TIA could have just yielded you a $7,000 airdrop. But I start talking about something and people immediately dip out. People immediately leave because it's not easy money. It's like you have to put money up to get some money. I don't understand why people don't want to accept, like, I really can't even come up with the words right now to explain how ridiculous that is. Those people who just dipped out of the live stream genuinely are leaving thousands of dollars on the table. And for what? And for what? I don't know. Maybe they took the screenshot and went on their merry way and got what they wanted to, but they have no idea how to stake it. They have no idea what the requirements are to stake any of this stuff. They have no idea anything from here. Maybe they go do their own research and I'm just tweaking for no reason. But the people who actually pay attention in this space are the people who actually end up making money. The people who literally come into the live streams, the people who come in to the content that I put out and watch any of it. I'm not even like, I'm tripping a little bit right now and I'll accept that. But the people who like pay attention to any of the interviews. Look at this, a month ago, the Axon Dow interview. I don't want to play it right now. I'm sorry, man. The Axon Dow interview I made literally a month ago with the entire team, explaining everything that was happening, all of the connections, all of the partnerships, when the token was launching, how to get yourself involved in the pre-sale, the private pre-sale, and the public pre-sale. And it was sitting at like 100 views up until the token launched. Nobody wants to actually pay attention and do the research that it takes before the opportunity to make the money. They only want to be jealous that they didn't make the money, and it blows my mind every single time. It is blatantly psychology. We should talk about psychology sometimes to really understand normal crypto decision making, aka how retail thinks. So I might not be retail. It really does just come down to psychology of the market. People want to rush into the next cool shiny object, but they don't know what the shiny object is until someone spoon feeds it to them, until they already see that it's shiny. You and I, everyone who's here right now, everyone who is one of those investors are able to find those lumps of coal and predict when they're going to be compressed into those shiny diamonds. That's literally my entire ethos behind investing, and it has been wildly successful. Wildly successful. So I'm telling you right now, pay attention to those lumps of coal, do the little work that it takes to compress some of it, and get those diamonds that then other people are going to be like, where did you get that? I want that. Can I have that? I'll pay you 18 million times what you paid for it. I'm so dead serious with it. Look at all this. This entire industry, decentralized science, is going to erupt like no one's even fathomed before. This is one of the easiest slam dunks I've ever seen in my entire, I guess, like 6 years of investing history at this point. Like, genuinely one of the easiest. All right, let me take a sip of coffee and then kind of calm down for a moment while we discuss the fact that Molecule is hiring a growth lead before Molecule is going to be launching a token soon. And they're hiring a growth lead, and I kind of want to apply to it. Not cat coffee. Mods, get truth out of here. Get truth out of here. Huh? Cat coffee? Yeah, honestly though, you and Derek probably did make up 20 of those 100 views. You guys are crazy. I made 300 out of $10 in Axon Dow. I wish I made more, but those ETH fees really ate up my ETH. I know. The Ethereum fees are egregious, and like the market is barely heating up. Think about how high Ethereum gas got last cycle, and understand that we're probably going to revisit that price point. We're probably going to revisit that. I know, truth, I would be Very, very upset if you never came back to a live stream. I'll just be real with that. I'd be very upset. Another 10 views here. God damn it. It was just the 3 of you in the Discord just watching the video on repeat. Which, by the way, we got to the monetization goal for the channel. Just saying. We hit that 3,000 hours of watch time. We didn't get to the 4,000, which enables ads, which is fine. And I think even once we do hit that, I'm not going to put ads on my live streams because they kind of piss me off. Like, I don't want the live stream to be interrupted. But we did hit that goal. 3,000 hours of watch time. The live stream is now monetized. Let's go, baby. I think I have to get approved for it. But I applied. I applied now. So, Molecule. If you guys don't know what Molecule is, let me go look it up. Molecule.xyz. What's your RPM? I don't have one yet. No, I don't have ads yet. I only have like memberships and I think super chats, but I have to apply and get approved for it first. I don't have any of them yet. So Molecule enables the tokenization of IP NFTs, okay? So basically, let's see. Powered by HairDAO, AthenaDAO, ValleyDAO, VitaDAO. Where is it? Is this it? Essentially, all of these DAOs that we've been paying attention to, we got AthenaDAO, we got HairDAO, we got ValleyDAO, we got VitaDAO. All of these DAOs that we've been putting money into, they have treasuries which fund science. That science gets tokenized, the results of the science gets tokenized, and some of it can become biotech companies. Those biotech companies are owned by the treasury. Molecule enables the tokenization of that IP to then be fractionalized so people can trade it. A good example of this, which I've gone over so many times at this point, but I know that it's like confusing. It's a confusing topic, and you have to bear with me for a second because we actually are going to see some huge changes coming in the very near future about this. VitaFast was the first one that really did it. VitaFast. I've brought it up a bunch. VitaFast came out at $1 million market cap, then proceeded to do 15x over 90 days. It's since come down because there was no liquidity added to it. But I'm actively changing that with some of the founders. I'm actively changing the fact that they're not adding liquidity. And so this entire ethos right here, each one of these that you see like scrolling by has the potential to be like 1000x coins, 1000x NFT projects, because each one of these that you see scrolling has the opportunity to launch as an actual biotech company that IPOs on the stock market. Each one of these has the potential to actually come up with a product that could turn into a money-generating thing for a company. The very, very easy one to explain is this one with HairDAO. It is what is backing their new shampoo line. So they're creating a shampoo line, which low-key could end up getting bought out by something, by a bigger company. It's a medical shampoo line too to help with hair loss. So there's a lot of cool things coming very, very soon. We just saw VitaDAO launch one as well. See, your Discord supports you. Yes, they do. Absolutely, they do. Each and every one of you guys. I appreciate all of you guys, actually. So pay attention. Really, it's these projects here. AthenaDAO, which is why I'm bullish on these. AthenaDAO, HairDAO, VitaDAO, ValleyDAO. I don't see CryoDAO yet. Don't see CryoDAO yet. And then PsyDAO, which will be launching very soon. All of these are in the family associated with Molecule DAO and BioXYZ. Very exciting, because both of those are going to launch. Both of those tokens, Molecule and BioXYZ, are both launching tokens of themselves. So this entire little ecosystem could be fun for us in the near future. I'll give you guys more updates on all of these as I'm allowed to talk about them, because I have to wait for everything to clear. I can't start talking about specifics on any of these IP NFTs until they've actually cleared and are able to be tokenized. Then I can start talking about them and expressing to you guys what I know. But I do know that there's a lot of cool things coming from this space specifically. This stuff right here that I'm showing you right now. There's a lot of cool things coming in the very near future to do with these. Just wait till we turn into grumpy old men. There's too many new people in the Discord. I miss the good old days. Oh god, hopefully it happens, dude. We almost hit the 500 goal. It was just 250. I upped it to 500 like a week ago, and then we're already almost at the 500. So shout out all the new guys. Shout out all the new guys. You're in the right place at the right time. Now just make the right damn decisions. I didn't even finish my airdrop rant. I just got mad that people left the stream and then started freaking out. Do you invest in meme coins? I've seen a lot of interest in COQ. I have invested in one meme coin. Oh, my search history just exposed me. I've invested in one meme coin, and that is Clown ICP. The Insane Clown Posse. ICP has a meme coin known as Clown. And that's the only one that I've put any money into. It's sitting at $5.80 right now, a $560,000 market cap. My only concern with Clown, I do think it's going to do well, and I think it will have another rally upwards. But my only concern is that they didn't implement sustainable tokenomics. Half of a Clown gets burnt every time you transact with it. And so if this actually is to get to like a $100 meme coin or like a $200 meme coin, that means you'd be burning like $50 to $100 every time you buy or sell it. But the burn does keep the supply very deflationary though. It's a short-lived meme coin, but I'm hoping that it lives through the entire bull run and I can make some bank off of it because it's a funny meme coin and it makes the most amount of sense when it comes to ICP. It makes the most amount of sense. Now, a lot of people be asking about Alpaca Labs as well, because this is something I put into the Discord. And I didn't think I'd talk about it today, but I am going to talk about it today because that's just where things are headed right now. If you will notice, Clown is an IRC1 token contract, okay? There are multiple token contract standards on ICP, and Alpaca Labs is kind of setting up to be the infrastructure for one of those token standards. So it's an extremely speculative thing right now because it is such a small market cap, and just by virtue, the smaller the thing is, the more risky it is. Like Alpaca Lab, IRC1. Right now, I think the only thing they have functional is a bot for Telegram to tell you about new projects that get spun up. But I know that they have a lot of things in the pipeline for tools to use on the IC so that you can actually trade and be utilize the DeFi ecosystem. My computer's taking forever to load. I don't fully understand why it's taking so long, but it is. The market cap's only 113,000, so don't just jump right in. Understand anything that's under $1 million is like, holy shit, why is this so small? If ICP rips, Clown does really well. I think ICP rips, Clown does really well. And if we kind of take a look at ICP for a second. Insane Clown Posse. We kind of take a look at ICP. It does look like it's establishing itself to have a very good trend here. You can see all my profit taking areas, but it's breaking out, right? It's broken this downward bleeding trend, and now it just needs to break above the $16 area and make it to the next section, which would be about 20 bucks. I think ICP, and I've been saying this since ICP was under $3, is going to be about $100. I think it could honestly break above $100 now, seeing how well it's doing, but I do think that we see that $100 area. If that happens, if we even go above $100 on ICP, I think that Clown has even higher potential. But again, I do think that Clown probably peaks out in price around that $100, $200 area. We'll wait and see. We'll have to see. It's at $5 right now. So, but Alpaca, I think will do very well. It's just speculation because it's only $113,000 market cap, guys. Holy shit. This is smaller than some of the IP NFTs that we were just talking about. This is literally smaller than some of the funding that's happening in DeSci. So you think DeSci is risky, you'll come look at Alpaca Labs, it's even riskier. Now, briefly, I want to just talk about some of the airdrops that have happened with Celestia and Manta and Dimension and all these things, TIA, because I went on a rant last time as soon as I started talking about these airdrops and the potential, and I saw people leave. So, what we've seen so far for people who have staked Celestia. Now, Celestia is on that Cosmos network. Celestia, you received Manta Network. You've already received Manta Network. Manta did a really good return. They did a really good return. Then you see Lightlink is up next, Avo, and Radius. So these are 3 more airdrops that are comparable to Manta. Manta gave people tons and tons of money. Look at the market cap still. It's $780 million market cap. So as soon as Manta airdropped, people were given hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Manta. I'm assuming a very similar process for these 3. Then we got AltLayer. AltLayer, it has not dropped yet, I don't believe. I think you can go claim it right now, but I wasn't staking, so I don't get to claim. I don't get to actually get the AltLayer. But there are 2 more coming. Again, we got Eclipse and Caldera. Eclipse and Caldera. 2 more altcoins that will be similar to Alter. I'm interested to see what the price of Alter actually ends up dropping at. It'll be very interesting, but so far all of these have seemed to be dropping around $1 billion, which is mind-numbing. If you guys like this kind of content, please make sure you hit that like button. I see we got some nice viewers in here, but it would be nicer if you would hit that like button. What's good, Dream? What's good? Should we buy Clown now or wait? That's up to you, my man. That's up to you. You don't even have to buy Clown if you don't want to. And then we got Dimension. Dimension just dropped. We talked about Dimension aggressively. Dimension dropped at Dimension's like a $2 billion market cap right now, which is nuts. It's nuts. People actually got airdropped tens of thousands of dollars for doing nothing. And we have 2 more coming. I believe this one's probably already confirmed as well, considering all the others are already confirmed that said that. So that's all just for staking Celestia, some TIA. That's all you had to do was stake your TIA. That can be replicated for each one of these projects that I'm trying to show you guys on the watch list. That idea that all you do is stake one of your altcoins and receive airdrops is kind of something that's fueling a lot of euphoria in the market this cycle. It looks like a trend that is emerging like crazy because it's just free money. It's an easy way to incentivize a community and instantly get a fan base of people who are going to stake your project. This entire Cosmos ecosystem, this entire Solana ecosystem, this entire TIA ecosystem, and now Dimension ecosystem, Pyth network ecosystem, Manta ecosystem, Jupiter ecosystem. I know Injective is doing it as well. Yes, absolutely. I will post the Medium article into the chat. I know a ton of different networks are doing this. So why would you not? Why would you not? TIA is a solid project in and of itself. Dimension looks like a very solid project. Dimension at $1 billion market cap kind of looks like a steal. I really think that this one's gonna rip beyond what it's at right now. All of these projects, I think, have 10x potential in them and are going to be yield farming. So what did I do? What did I do? Not yield farming, drop farming. I put $100 into Axon DAO, which turned into $1,400. I sold $1,100 of it. I'm taking $1,000 and I'm putting $200 into all 5 of these projects. I did that last night. Last night I bought $200 of all of these and I'm immediately down. So you guys now get in at a better price than me. You guys actually have the opportunity to get in at a better price than I did because the market took a little bit of a turn and we're starting to dip today. I put $200 into each of these projects and all I did so far was stake Celestia. I have to figure out how to stake Dimension, Pyth, Manta, and Jupiter. And then today, in the classroom in Discord, I will be hosting the classroom where I explain to you guys how to stake all 5 of these projects so that we can all airdrop farm together. So if that sounds intriguing to you guys, come through the Discord. I'll make an event right after this so that we know, but I still have to figure out how to stake these for Dimension, Pyth, Manta, and Jupiter. I might throw Injective in there, but probably not, because I'm only taking $1,000 from the portfolio challenge to do this with, and I don't want to like dilute it anymore. $200 is already a pretty small amount to be staking with all of these. So stake for how long? The entire bull market. I will just be putting my money into here, staking until the airdrop season starts to calm down a little bit, probably until the end of 2025. So this $1,000 is going to get locked up and will be the ability for me to add to my bag holder to homeowner portfolio challenge without putting in new funds all the time, right? If I get airdropped a new coin because of staking these 5 every 2 or 3 weeks, every week maybe even, probably not, but every month if I get 2 or 3 airdrops, that will be fantastic for adding new funds into the bag holder portfolio challenge, especially if they end up having layers on layers on layers. Like Dimension was an airdrop that you got for staking your Tia. Tia was an airdrop that you got for staking your Cosmos. Like, if that just keeps going and you can stake the airdrop to get more airdrops, that's kind of like, that's crazy. It's like a little Ponzi scheme, you know? What do you guys think? I've been rambling now. I'm curious what you guys think. Have you guys staked any of these? Let's do a little, not a Q&A. I don't want to do a Q&A. Let's do a little poll. Start a poll. Do you own any of these 5? I should have added results to it. Well, We'll see. If none of you guys own any of these, then it'll be easier for me. Plus, I believe that this will give me more support in the portfolio challenge, right? Because let's be honest. If Axon hadn't printed like that, we'd still be lagging behind a lot. I know it says 2,200. That's just because I can't add I'd have to add the funds. You know, actually, we could do that now because I actually made the transaction. So, how do I do this? I think I just do it. So, Celestia, we got to change the date to yesterday, change date and time. And then I bought, I think it was 21. Nope, not 21. 17 of them. I put $200 in, so 11.1. There we go. So I'm gonna go through the portfolio now and add these 5 because I put $200 into all 5 of these. So I'm gonna add all 5 to the portfolio. It's gonna make the chart look disgusting, but that's just because CoinMarketCap doesn't have the ability to put Axon DAO. Axon DAO makes it so that this graph is gonna look bad, and it's gonna skew my percent gains. I'm going to add that. It's going to skew my percent gains and everything because it's not going to look like this was all profit. Everything I'm putting into these 5 altcoins was pure profit, but my chart's not going to keep up with that. It's just the portfolio value is going to skyrocket. I'm going to pull this over here so I can see. Then we got Dimension and change the date to yesterday. And then how many is $100 or $200? We got 29, 28, 27.8. 27.6. I guess I could actually, no, I can't actually pull it up right now because I need to be on a VPN because I'm in the United States and the United States hates crypto people. And I don't want to, if I go on a VPN right now, it'll get all confused. And then we got Pyth. Pyth yesterday, change date. We got 387. Nope. 375. Nope. And then we got a Manta. I know this is not super fun, but this is the part that I have to do every time I make a transaction. By the way, do you think Caspo is still a good buy right now? I think Caspo is a good buy at 10 cents. I'll take a look at the chart once I finish this up. 63.5. 0.4. 0.1. And Jupiter. Never did I ever think I would be buying Jupiter. Truthfully, did not expect to be buying Jupiter, so this is kind of funny. I don't know why it's really funny, but it is funny to me. What is this, 500 of them? No. You got 400. Not even. You got 387. 88. There we go. Now, there's still even another $100 in cash even, so I'm going to add the extra $100 in cash. Because, again, I already explained it to you guys. You guys understand why I'm doing this, right? I'm not fudging any of the numbers, and I'm doing it live so that there's a clear record of what's happening. Because this has been like the weirdest thing that I've done to the portfolio. But the portfolio is crushing it right now. Absolutely crushing it. You guys understand why I'm doing this, correct? I'm not chirping. It's not discrediting everything in your guys' eyes. Oh, put your cost for those at 0 since it was bought with profit, maybe. That might have to be done, actually. But I don't know that I can... My total spent I can't change. Oh. So I can do that. Oh, you're crazy. That's crazy. Oh, this is going to get confusing. Let's see if it does it. Let's see if it actually adds and makes sense. 23.17, 23.19. I might have to go through and change all those. Yeah, because it says price 0, but I added $100 from the profits. You're smart, dude. You're smart. I like this guy. We'll keep Chris. W Chris. W Chris. That what I do. That what I do. So then we got to go through here. View transaction. Edit. Price per coin. 0. Edit transaction. Let's see if that helps with the jaggedness of the chart. Yep, there we go. Nice. All right. I'll go through and do that. Thank you. Appreciate that, Chris. I don't want to take up more time on the live stream. W Chris. W. You know what? I'm going to spam W Chris. W. And that poll, we got 10 votes on the poll. A couple of you guys, 40% of you guys said that you do own any of these 5. So that's nice. Ah, you're big bun. CoinGecko is better for tracking, to be honest. Completely agree. Could not agree more with you. CoinGecko has more of the coins listed and is way better for tracking. However, unfortunately, I already started all of this on CoinMarketCap because I wasn't thinking about really I didn't think I'd be going into these types of plays when I started this portfolio challenge. I thought I would be in the renders, in the quants, in the ICPs, in the H bars. That's what I thought I would be doing in this portfolio to get me from $500 to $50,000 so I could buy a house. However, as we are finding out, not going to be able to buy a house with H bar. That's just not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is I'm going to do some pre-sales like CryoDAO and Axon DAO. One's going to do nothing and one's going to print literally almost double my portfolio. That's what's going to end up happening, and that's how I'm going to get there. We're almost at, like, the fact that we are rapidly approaching a 10x on the portfolio before the halving. If I could hit a 10x on this portfolio before the halving, I think that $50,000 might be FUD for the portfolio. $500 into $500,000. That's what the new goal is going to be. Can he 1000x his portfolio? Oh God. How many coins do you hold? A lot, dude. This is way too many, especially with this airdrop farming strategy. Like, this should be its own portfolio, but I'm going to just allow it. I'm just going to allow it. So I own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 coins. But then I also own Axon 14, Athena DAO 15, and CryoDAO 16. So there's 16 coins in this little portfolio, which is not the greatest strategy, but if you think about it, I'm going into higher risk projects, higher risk coins. Some of them are going to go to zero. Some of them are going to be completely scams, like not do good at all. But a lot of them are going to succeed. And hopefully by sprinkling out my risk onto a bunch of different altcoins, a bunch of these little random coins that I'm finding, hopefully I'm able to bolster the portfolio over time, despite having a ton of random altcoins, right? Like I got $85 in Chlor, but it's treating us nice. I got $100 in Gene, but hopefully it treats us very nice. Got the $200 in all these other little coins. It's a lot. Zach, I am so happy, Zach, that you just brought this up. We are going to touch on that in just a moment, okay? Because it's actually terrifying, and it makes me want to sell every single coin that I have, Zach. It makes me want to sell everything. Seeing what they're doing makes me want to sell all of it. But we'll touch on that in a moment. LOL, I sold 20% of my H-bar the other day when it ran. Yeah, I got out of H-bar with a little bit of a gain. I think you can still see it. H-bar, I made 72% on my H-bar just because I timed it nice, but I don't want to hold this anymore. I think that it's just not going to be... I think that I can grossly outperform it in almost anything. I think that I can disgustingly outperform H-bar, and so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Same thing with Sauce. Sauce has been doing really, really well. Sauce has actually been killing it. Like I sold all of mine at 7 and 8 cents. And what is it at now? It's at 15 cents. And I think it went even higher than that. I think it went even higher than 15 cents. Let me get some sauce. Let me get some sauce. Scoop, doop, doopity doop, 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 doop. Yeah, look at that. Holy shit. Shout out to anyone who held the sauce. Shout out to any of you guys who held on to the sauce despite me having sold it in the portfolio challenge, because you just doubled up your money again. You just doubled up your money again. And this thing, I think this is going to rip like crazy. Like $100 million market cap. If you think H-bar is going to have a good time, Sauce is going to way outperform H-bar. That was the ethos behind it from the very beginning. If you think H-bar was going to do good, which I did, then Sauce is going to do even better. Look at this. Like we were calling it out. That's a 10x. You'd have a 10x on it right now. You'd have a 10x. The portfolio. So unfortunately I sold it. It's just another one of those cases where you sell something and then it rips. Would I have liked to have been in that? Yeah, it would have given me $200 more of profits. Instead I'm holding cash. So L on my part. L on my part. Instead I got the USDC. Had I actually just been holding on to my $200 in Sauce, I would have another $200 and it would have been great. I sold 50% of my H-bar after that run too, most of which I held for like 3 years. Damn turtle. Goddamn turtle. I know. It is what it is though, right? If you think H-bar is going to do well, then hold on to it. I think that these airdrop farmings will do better than H-bar, so I'm holding on to these instead of H-bar. Last time Elites did something like this was 2020, which is why I'm so scared, Zach. And in 2020, I watched it happen, and I told myself, next time I see this, I'm not going to sit on my hands. Last time, I sat on my hands and I did nothing. And it worked out okay because you were able to hold through the 2020 crash, and then they instantly printed unimaginable amounts of money, and everything went up like crazy. This time, I don't want to sit on my hands. This time, I don't want to sit on my hands, and it's scary to see what they're actually doing, but we'll touch on it in a second. What do you think of Sync? I think that Sync is not something that I plan on holding. Sync is not something that I care to buy, but I do believe that Sync will go crazy. Simply because my business partners are all loving it. My business partners absolutely love Sync. It's a $9 million market cap. I don't think I realized it was so small. Blockchain Boy is like basically making this into something out of nothing. He's put it on everyone's radar. And so I think it will make people good money. I think I'm going to sit this one out. I think I'll intentionally sit this one out. I'll let you know if anything changes though. Maybe I do end up buying Syncus because I get FOMO pretty easily. So maybe I will just toss $100 into it or something, but not in the portfolio challenge. Now, let us go to Ian Carroll. Do you guys follow this guy yet? Ian Carroll. If not, you should. If you don't follow this man, you should be following him. Ian is what people might call a conspiracy theorist. Ian is someone who uncovers the truth, is how I like to phrase it. Ian here is exposing corruption and a big fill in the blank at a high level. He is a phenomenal storyteller, like one of the best I've seen, which is why he's been able to blow his account up to 172,000 followers in under a year. His TikTok has over 1 million followers, again, in under a year. He's really good at what he does, and he's really good at breaking things down and figuring out what's behind the scenes. So go check out some of his content if you've never seen it before. I really do recommend following him. He is the truth teller. He is the truth teller. Now, this is the video that I want to share with you guys. I'm going to go to the bathroom because I'm about to piss myself, but I want you guys to hear this.
Politicians and billionaires.
If I play it with my computer sound off, can you guys hear it?
Have started selling.
Can you guys hear this? I think you can.
Senator just dumped a huge amount of his portfolio this month, and I mean huge. Out of the 61.
But I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to wait for someone to hit back with it. And then I'm going to run to the bathroom, and then I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, or else I'm going to... Well, I don't know that I can say that kind of stuff on YouTube. All right. We got Zach says yes. We got Seek says yes. Let's go. Let's go. Don't forget to shake it 3 times. That's sus, my man. I'm going to end the poll. You guys can see that 57% of you said no, you don't own any of these 5. 42% said yes. If you're in the Discord later today, I will be hosting a classroom where I showcase how to stake all 5 of those coins for an aggressive amount of airdrops. So stay tuned. I'm going to mute myself so you can't hear my stream like last time.
Politicians and billionaires have started selling off all their stock.
Senator Tuberville just dumped a huge amount of his portfolio this month, and I mean huge. Out of the 61 trades he made over the last month, 59 of them were sales. Tuberville isn't just your regular congressman. When it comes to trading, he has one of the best records in Congress, right next to Nancy Pelosi. Maybe one of the reasons behind this performance is the crazy amount of Senate committees that he's on.
If you somehow don't know who Quiver Quantitative is, they track the politicians' trades. They have a website. They're one of the best resources you can go to if you want to know what's going on in the stock market and the world. And he points out how Tommy Tuberville sits on a ton of congressional committees that give him insight into what's happening with commodities, rural development, food and nutrition, military action. You can go to quiverquantitative.com and look for Tommy Tuberville, and it'll show you all the data on all of his different trades across the years, whether they're buys or sells, what industries they're in, and you can see what we're talking about here. In February, he sold off huge amounts of stock in every single industry. Just this February, Jeff Bezos has also sold another $2 billion of Amazon stock, and he's up to $6 billion in sales. Mark Zuckerberg is doing the same thing. This is where the SPY is currently at. This is an index that tracks the top 500 and so companies in the market. This was the year 2000, and this was the year 2008, those bubbles. But economists want you to believe that this is not a bubble, that this was the crash and we're recovering and it's all good. Except all the insiders, the richest people in the world, the politicians, for some reason think that this is a really good time to sell all of their assets. We also recently discussed how Bloomberg did a study where they showed that media mentionings of soft landings is actually a reverse indicator for soft landings. The yellow is where we've had major recessions, and news coverage of the possibilities of soft landings spikes before major collapses, and this is what it's at today. We've also discussed how regional banks are in big trouble again, and how the emergency bailouts from 2023's banking collapse end 1 year later, this March. That is in, what, 12 days? So if I had a bunch of open trades in the stock market now, I would be pulling a Tuberville and getting the fuck out of this bubble. Fortunately, I don't, because the only stock I'm holding right now is GameStop, and all my shares are...
I can't agree with the GameStop move, but it's hard to argue with anything that he said in this video. It's hard to argue with anything that he said in this video. Now, the question is, what kind of impact is that going to have? If anything that he said just comes true, which firmly, I am under the belief that, like, we're about to get into a pretty deep recession. Like it's actually about to be a disgusting economic time. I think that we're probably in the middle of a recession right now. It's just that they fudge the numbers so that you can't really tell. They do this every single time. They only tell you after recessions have happened. They never tell you during them because that would cause panic and probably make the recession worse. So I low-key, if you go look at the economy, you go look at everything that everyone's spending, it's all on credit card debt. People are starting to not be able to afford anything. We talked about it multiple times, and nobody really wants to hear it, especially when prices are going up a bunch. But ultimately, I do think that we're at the precipice of a very large recession. The only problem is when this banking bailout program ends that they talked about last March, when Silicon Valley Bank went belly up, when literally the bank that held like 20% of Circle's treasury, Circle, the company behind USDC, they held like 20% of their stablecoin backings in Silicon Valley's bank. They went bankrupt. Circle depegged. Do you guys remember that? It depegged by the exact amount that they lost in Silicon Valley Bank. But then the government came out with this program allowing for regional banks like Silicon Valley Bank to be absorbed by other regional banks and make kind of just more banking conglomerates. That bank was New York Bank, the one that he showed, which is now collapsing itself. They're about to go bankrupt. So the bank that bailed out the bank that went bankrupt is about to go bankrupt. Crazy, right? Crazy. Good morning, Johnny. Good morning. What do you think of CDX, boss? Pumping mad. Pumping like crazy. Let's go check CDX real quick. Nope. Floop's getting excited. Careful, buddy. I don't want you tearing down my foam pads again, please. Okay? Can we agree not to tear them down? Good boy. 140%? Holy shit, dude. Oh, it's a $1.3 million market cap, so it's kind of expected that we see pumps like that. It moves in just straight lines. So bullish for anyone who's holding it. I don't think I would buy it right now, and I have no idea what it does. So, thanks for tipping everything off, buddy. My coworker sent me that, and I bet a depression is coming. I don't think a depression will come because I think that they will just print unlimited amounts of money. I think that they will just debase the currency to the point that we see hyperinflation, or at least pretty close to it, before they allow a depression to come, which is just going to make it worse. But I don't know. I don't know, man. Give him a 9.2 on the dismount. He's pretty clean with it. He's just chilling here with me now, too. He looks very cute. Something's going to happen. I'll be ready for it. Shouldn't the recession not happen because the election happens around the bull run? 2008 was a recession as well, dude. 2008 was a bad recession, and it was an election year. That's just something that I feel like people talk about just because it's like, oh, the government would never allow a recession the year of an election. But when it happens, you have no fucking clue. You can't stop it, right? When it actually does start to happen, you can't stop it. Now, historically speaking, election years are way less likely to be recessions. That is very accurate. But if the dominoes fall this year, there's no stopping it, you know? I think what's likely to happen is that they continue to push it through this year, and 2025 is when we start seeing like severe pain. And I believed that firmly in my blood. I very much so believed that, and that the bull run would probably get cut short because of it. But Congress is selling their stocks, all of it. Mega wealthy people like Bill Gates, or not Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg are starting to sell off their company stock. These guys don't sell their company stock. They borrow against it, you know? When they need money, they borrow against their stock because you don't have to pay taxes if you borrow against it. You do have to pay taxes if you sell. And so these guys selling and taking that tax liability, understanding that Jeff Bezos just sold like $9 billion. I know he's going to have his tax write-offs or whatever, but $9 billion times it's supposed to be like 0.45 or something like that for taxing them. He should have to pay $4 billion to taxes. Him incurring that kind of a penalty is not something to just be like negated. I don't know. Does a recession cancel a bull run or delay it? It depends when it happens. If you come look at also understand firmly that this is all speculation. Understand firmly that this is just me speculating. We're gonna have to be reactive. Most of the time you want to be a little proactive, but we're going to have to just be very reactive with it. It's possible that this rally that we're seeing and how we're not having any major pullbacks is like the market trying to get the bull run in before the recession, you know? Just like this recession, this was a recession right here. This was the COVID recession. That happened before the halving, and it just prolonged the bull run. It just like made it so that the bull run took a little bit longer to get here, right? Because it was a quick one. It was a very quick one. So I don't know. I really don't know. If we have it like right now, maybe we do see something where we just kind of like, Floop, why are you so excited? We come down. I have no idea. I really don't know. And it's been difficult to project it because it's literally just been buy Bitcoin and shut up and you'll make money. Eventually that's going to have to stop. Eventually that's going to break. I don't know if it's this year. I don't know if it's next year. I don't know if it's next month. I really don't know. If you kind of look at what happened last year around March, where was March? So right here, if you guys remember, how many of you guys were in crypto last year? How many of you guys were chilling in crypto last year when Silicon Valley Bank went belly up? The next halving, I can hear the cat purr. He was loving life. He just jumped off. He was loving life. March 10th, 2023. How many of you guys were here for March 10th? This is March 10th. That is March 10th. So the prospect that banks were about to collapse, okay, caused Bitcoin, if you guys remember this, to fall like 12%. As soon as the bank actually did collapse, we ripped. Bitcoin went crazy. Bitcoin ended up rallying 58%. As soon as the bank actually did collapse, Bitcoin rallied 58%. Because Bitcoin is here to absorb the byproduct of banking collapses, to absorb the money that they print to support these banks. They need to allow the banks to collapse so that there can be a great cleansing and we can get back to regular economics. Unfortunately, that means that the top 1% and Wall Street and Congress will lose a ton of money if banks collapse. The regular guy will lose money in the short term, but in the long term be better off if banks collapse. But the people in charge get hurt if banks collapse, so they don't allow it. Therefore, Bitcoin was created to absorb that monetary excess that's created every time we risk banks collapsing. So in the short term, basically what I'm gathering from this here is that the fear of a banking collapse is likely to send Bitcoin down a lot. Bitcoin ended up falling 22%, 23% based off the fear of banking collapse. And then once the banks did start collapsing, Bitcoin rallied because they started printing money. They started printing money like crazy. Let me pull this up real quick, and then I think I might wrap some up unless we'll take questions for a minute, then wrap stuff up. If you come look, this is the M2 money supply. This is the total amount of money that's in circulation, including like money and money equivalents, so bonds and stuff like that, and CDs and everything. It's not just regular fiat currency, it's money and money equivalents. So back in March of 2023, we saw the banks start to collapse. They're always reactive, so 1 month went through before we started printing money again, guys. They started printing money again. So April of 2023 was the bottom for the money supply. They started printing money again. How crazy is that? We still have inflation. We still have all these problems. They tried to pull some of the money out of the system. You can see right here. They tried to pull some money out of the system to dry up some of the bullshit that they did. And they were successful in it for about a year. And then banks started collapsing and they had to turn the money printer back on. And we saw Bitcoin start rallying. We saw Bitcoin start rallying like crazy. So I honestly don't know what's going to happen. And it's kind of concerning to see that insiders are starting to sell. It makes me want to sell and take profits. But at the same time, we could still continue this for another 3 or 4 months. And in that 3 or 4 months, you could end up seeing, how long ago was 3 months? Was this 3 months? This is 6 months, so maybe a little bit less than that. Something like that. That's 4 months. So we could end up seeing Bitcoin go up another 50% over the next 4 months while they wait for the banking collapse to start happening. So we could see Bitcoin break all-time highs and then get a recession. You know, you guys end up being right. You guys remember when I tweaked out at you for saying Bitcoin would only go to 85,000? Maybe it does. Maybe that's all that ends up happening. I don't know. I don't know. That's why we have to be on our toes. We got to be paying attention to this stuff, which is why you should be subscribed with notifications turned on, because you be damned right I'll be live when this shit starts breaking. When we start seeing the dominoes crumble, I will be live. I will be live streaming it. I will be making content around it, and I will be doing my best to keep you guys informed. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have notifications on, because when the banks start collapsing, I might just click on my computer and go live. It might not be 9 in the morning when banks collapse. Nobody knows, right? And again, this is why, MK, I always advocate you guys take your initials out. Notice what I did with my Axon DAO play. I put $100 into it, turned it into $1,400, took out $1,100, only reinvested $1,000 of that $1,100. What's left? My initial $100. I still have my initial just sitting, waiting for the next opportunity. Make sure you guys are smart with your money. This is not a time to be playing around. There's generational wealth to be made potentially, but you need to be aware of everything. Even if we do get a collapse, there's generational wealth, because the only thing they're going to do is print money, and Bitcoin and crypto benefits off of them destroying the dollar. Your time's your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing it into. I'll see you guys in the Discord. If you guys have a question, Abdu and Rauf, put it in the Discord, because I gotta go.